AD carry.
Yeah, and just seem to switch it around every now and again, as we are well into champion select here, as it is going to be LeBlanc, Tom Kench, and Victor banned away from Vici now on the blue side, as Karma, Vladimir, and Malzahar taken away by OMG. And the first pick, Lissandra, coming in as EasyHoon locks up some comfort.
Well, here's the thing about this. You go for
Siva
the
Maokai.
Get
it.
Exactly. Exactly. You left Maokai open. That was the big thing about Vici on the purple side, was that they're going for a lot of these bans. Take away Maokai. Take away LeBlanc, right? But then, of course, now they have to deal with 5's Tom Kench.
Yeah.
Now they have to take that away, too, and that leaves open the Maokai and Braum.
Yeah, Braum going to be locked in as well. Such a contested pick in our first series today. Did suffer a loss for the first time in the hands of Vici. And OMG now going to take it away for themselves. 5 doesn't get to go on his Tom Kench. Has his Thresh available. Often sees bans against him, but instead, the coveted support pick of the Braum is going to be locked away, and that's the Maokai for Xiang. And look, he doesn't care that there's Trundles available, because he just wants to play Maokai whenever he can.
Exactly. That's just his love of his life.
He's played it 12 times.
Pick me Maokai, every top laner in the world says.
12 times. The next highest pick is Shen on 5. Like, if he can be a tree, he gonna be a tree.
Yeah,
every time.
That's the thing about OMG, is that they picked up Braum and Maokai. That's legitimately just how they play the game. They look to honestly protect their backline. That's gonna be Icon. That's gonna be SMLZ. They peel back, and then they go forward. Like Xiang on that Maokai, you have to be afraid, especially after that RNG game where he was the backbone of that comp.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, do it, Icon. Don't be scared. Icon, of course, an incredible Ahri player. Managed to solo kill Pawn level 1. Ahri versus Lulu, if I remember correctly. Was incredible. He sort of had a hit list when Icon moved into the LPL for the first time. And it was, who can I solo kill?
Yeah.
From every single team. He's now cycling through everything. SMLZ locks in the Kog'Maw, though.
So you do have to be worried if you do go for the Ahri pick, because a lot of the matchups are fairly bad. We do see the Alistar and Hecarim, both picks are fairly a little bit scary.
Yeah.
You have to,
lots of CC now.
A lot of CC, a lot of late game zoning potential. So of course with the Kog'Maw pick, I'm not too sure how I feel, because you have to have a lot of protection if you want to save his life.
Yeah, and you have to be able to stop that Hecarim from getting into the backline as well, which is so difficult given his speed and the onslaught of shadows as well. But they are going to lock away the Elise beside it there for Zhuezhui. So a lot more gank pressure. He does like that, but could have gone to the Gragas. I'm surprised he didn't. It looked great in game 1.
Yeah, this man can play anything he wants. I'm not going to lie. The Elise, of course, is going to be giving them a lot of early pressure. Question is, what is it going to be used for? You do have Kog'Maw Braum. That bottom lane, you're not going to be really looking to get much. And of course, camping out the Maokai lane isn't going to get you much either. So all eyes are going to be on what the last counter pick here is for the mid lane for Icon. If he really does give you an opportunity or an insight of what he might look to pick. You saw the flash of Ahri.
Yep.
Maybe he goes for that. That'd be a good look to pick. We might see it.
Well, Syndra was another thing that I was actually going to mention. It gets locked in by OMG. Icon, a lot of AoE stun potential coming out of that Scat of the Week. I do like it, but Xuantran P, he locked away the Twitch. That is going to be the Shen for long on the top side of the map, and this team comp from Vici is very scary, and a lot of comfort for a lot of these players as well.
I'm not too sure if I'm scared about Vici as much as I am about that Syndra pick. So Syndra is an amazing pick. I was talking about the Ahri because he flashed it. I was like, yeah, I'm not too sure if he'd go for Syndra, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a niche pick in the sense that we only see it from a few players out there, and when we do see it played, especially by proactive teams that look to set pressure, look to go for those dives, maybe even look for the dragon take, get the position on that, then Syndra can solo carry these team fights. So the fact that they're now embracing this pick, able to get it on top of Elise, that's so much pressure coming in the early game. And that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, the solo pick potential out of Elise, Braum, and Syndra is ridiculous, but the coaches are going to shake hands. Let's see if OMG can do it as we move into Game 2. Thank you very much, Dandy. And here we are under the rift for game number 2 between Vici and OMG. OMG looking to try and finish off the series now with a 2-0 victory. Build some momentum. Try to get away from that 6th position in their group and save themselves for the next split of LPL regular season in spring of 2017. Vici, however, are looking to solidify their playoff dreams. 4th place is only 1 victory away, and all they need to do is win 2 games in a row now.
Yeah, and so one point I can really express this is take a look at my notebook. I have it circled out here. Upset needed for LGD to continue.
And this is now the upset.
2-0 would be quite the upset. So, yeah, on top of that, this is just insane. I did not expect OMG. OMG have been playing really well.
Oh, yeah.
But to be able to trounce Vici in that fashion, really all eyes are on this game. And with this Syndra play, I just really am a fan of this OMG comp.
So am I. I mean, it can be susceptible to things like the Shadow Dash combination with the Onslaught of Shadows from Lung just ulting in on top of the Hecarim, with the fact that they have Icon, low mobility, SMLZ, low mobility.
Yeah. So
but if OMG can set up right, and Xiang is so good at doing that on this Maokai as a peeling top laner, could get dangerous as Icon's just cancelling too many auto attacks and confusing me.
Just confusing his opponent as well. But yeah, the number one word here is execution, because both teams do require the vision to be able to really start to pressure their own leads. So of course, with Lissandra, Lissandra and Twitch and Hecarim, really the dive and bottom lane feels very real if they can get the pressure and the general vision control of the bot side of the map. It's going to be fairly difficult, though.
Oh my goodness, Caveman. Couple of concussive blows, but P takes most of the aggression from SMLZ. And this is the thing that we do have to talk about. There's no lane swap coming in this game. It's going to mean that the Braum Cogmore can be utilized for that Bio-Arcane Barrage / Winter's Bite combination for a very quick stun.
Yeah, you're going to get 2 different styles in this bottom lane. One looking to get that sustained damage, and then Alistar and Twitch hoping to get the jump on.
Wow, in goes the repel. Zhuizhui looking for it. Really good twisted advance. Lung taking so much damage, gets smashed out of the way, and that's Burst Blood so easily for Zhuizhui. Now,
I said it in the beginning that at least camping for Maokai is kind of not a thing, but guess what? That is the hardest lane to walk away from. Maokai set up into a Elise snare. That's going to really mean a lot, and just right there, this is the biggest point. Shen TPing back to the lane means that we have a TP advantage for OMG side.
Yeah, and Zhuizhui was actually looking to try and kill him there as well, but Lung intelligently puts down a ward, denies that follow-up kill. Does mean that Lung has to play back very, very far, though. Xiang with a lot of control. Dandy actually utilizing this in order to clear out this jungle. Of course, remember, Dandy has been a Hecarim player when he was a jungler.
Yep.
Moved to the top lane, was a Hecarim player. Back into the jungle, now still a Hecarim player. Going to be very comfortable on this champion. Easy Hoon takes the Thunderlord's proc from Icon.
I mean, I feel like he just plays jungle champions. There was a time where we saw that Rek'Sai.
He played Gnar and Rumble, you know, like that.
He played Rek'Sai top.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
I guess he can play a lot. He's fairly talented.
I'm pretty sure we saw Zatai play Rek'Sai top as well. It was a disaster.
Yeah, Dandy, incredibly talented, does have the CS and experience lead, but that's just the differences in style between Hecarim and Elise. Elise is just going to look for pressure, and she got that with the kill and the ongoing pressure towards top side. She's probably going to look to rotate that back bot or just look to overall help Syndra out. Meanwhile, Hecarim's just going to farm up, get his items, hopefully looking for that Trinity Force, and at the same time looking to get 6.
Well, right now, he's going to be spotted by Vision as Xiang able to play aggressively. Zhuizhui back towards the top side once again. Understands that ward has timed out as the Skittering Spider moves now over towards the Krug camp, but good positioning of this lane here for Xiang. 33 to 15 is the farm, and the Shen is being kept down to no end.
He's actually just camping the Shen. Yeah. And that's really important to note, because if he does end up killing... wait a minute.
Oh, bit of aggression here towards the bottom side. Teleport comes in from Easy, who they're actually looking for more. Decides he doesn't want it. Doesn't have level 6. and just gets out. That was weird.
Yeah, so now double TP expended. That does mean a lot because now if there is a bottom lane play happening, you really don't have any answer coming from Easy Hoon and Long, who would have to rotate on their own.
Easy Hoon actually misses out on a minion wave here in the mid lane as well. As SMLZ and 5 continue to their onslaught as far as farming is concerned on this bottom side of the map. Currently about an 8 CS lead, that's about a wave. And 1,000 gold lead for OMG. We did mention the fact that when they do manage to get standard lanes, they're very comfortable, very good laning players.
Yeah.
Once again, it's being shown.
I mean, LGD is a team that they like to look to. It's not that they like to do so, but they're happy in kind of putting themselves in bad laning situations because they're so confident in being able to put those. Sure, they'll get through that rough time, that rough patch, and they'll start to scale up as the game goes on. OMG is nothing like that. They put their confidence in their laning phase.
Yeah.
They're a team that's like, give me a proper matchup, and I will smash that enemy player. And it seems like they got the Braum, they got the Kog'Maw. Sure, that scales up incredibly well, but against Twitch and Alistair, they can look to pressure consistently.
Look at this. Zhuezhui once again with fantastic positioning. Dandy going to be able to smite away this Raptor camp. Zhuezhui going to get some vision down. Procs him his Raptor sense as well. He's actually defending this ward very aggressively. OMG with a lot of deep vision here on the bottom side, and Zhuezhui just going to go back, grab his tracker's knife, get himself some extra vision to put down.
They're inching forward, farther forward in this red side jungle, able to create a lot of pressure for this Kog'Maw, so he can look to continue to push up waves. Really doesn't give Lissandra much of an opening to look to go bot, but it looks like here it goes.
Yeah, there's the Ghost ultimate actually comes out here as Icon delivered to Easy Hoon. Easy kill as well, as the Stand United was even utilized. And Vici grab a pick in the mid lane.
Yeah, you have to be a team that you have to watch out for the enemy top laner. That's something that doesn't happen quite a lot, where the enemy top laner finds enough of an opening to then roam towards mid and make some plays happen. A few top laners in the world can really look to make that happen. One notably Huni, who
In goes Zhuezhui, finds himself the repel. Really good cocoon onto Dandy as look at the damage. But Easy Hoon does make it out. Glacial Path there. There's the flash forward as Zhuezhui's looking for it. Living Artillery.
There
SMLZ flashes in. But it is going to be taken there by Zhuezhui. Xiang and Lung fighting once again. But my goodness, that answer from OMG was huge.
Yeah, the fact that the OMG bottom lane was able to rotate from there for the skirmish was incredible, and it does not end there.
Zhuezhui's everywhere on this map. Doesn't find the cocoon, but it didn't matter. Picks up the kill like it was the easiest thing of his life.
He's just drifting across the map with his boots of mobility.
Yeah, drifting is exactly the right word. It's like he's in a car.
He really does.
Cruising. Stealing away the blue buff now as well.
Too fast, too furious, even stealing the blue, as you said, and walking out. You really can't stop him. But he's even taking the small camps.
That is just insult.
When will it end?
Added to injury.
Yeah.
As the teleport's now coming in to get Lung back towards the top side. So once again, the Shen can't move around, doesn't have Stand United. And OMG can feel free to play aggressively here in these lanes. Icon misses a cannon creep. That could be the end here for OMG.
Yeah, they simply cannot recover.
Yeah, no, you can't miss a cannon creep. It's a disaster. SMLZ, though, he's not going to. He's going to continue to get further and further ahead here in this lane. And every lane for OMG farming out so nicely. I mean, you've got Dandy, he's ahead in farm, but Zhuezhui is 3-0. Almost has his Runic Echoes as well as those mobility boots. This early game could not have gone better for OMG.
Exactly, and it comes down to the fact that they do value their laning phases. Look at this, the small trades that really do matter. As it looks like Icon gets picked.
My goodness! Dandy actually jumps back in. The Frozen Tomb goes down as Icon is taken, but Zhuezhui is still looking for more. Lots of burst damage as Dandy. Oh, he's getting out of the way of the repel. Teleport comes in. That's a double kill coming in for Easy. Now there's a fight on the bottom side of the map. Caveman in trouble as they switch targets. Xuan P looks for the ult as SMLZ still burning down from the poison. And Vici turned that on its head. I thought Zhuezhui would be able to get a kill there, but unfortunately couldn't.
Yeah, narrowly survives. It just came down to the fact that SMLZ and 5 tried to rotate. Vici realized that, got the inner track, skirmished them to pretty much solidify that win, that lead coming out for Dandy, for EasyHoon. It's working really well for them because one of the weaknesses for Syndra is the fact that she can't move. She's fairly immobile. It worked out because at the very beginning, Long was able to come in for that kill, but once again, the repeat gank.
Yeah, really nicely done. OMG, still okay. 300 gold behind now, however, as everything has evened up. You can never underestimate EasyHoon's Lissandra and how well he skirmishes on the champion. And
Talk about
Xiang,
skirmish.
Once again being just obnoxious on this Maokai.
Able to just kind of bully the Shen.
That's actually a dash cannon picked up for EasyHoon. So Proto Belt in the back pocket. Going towards the Abyssal Scepter item as his next one. Will then mean 20% CDR, and the Lissandra feeling pretty good moving into the mid game. But I do like it. Bit of extra mobility.
Yeah, the extra boost to get him to the back line. Back line being Icon and SMLZ. Even Juejue. So you have to really start to respect the pick, especially once it starts coming off of a flash cooldown,
Yeah.
so the extra mobility up there. Once they start to set up for these sieges and team fights, you have to always keep track of that, Lissandra.
Well, SMLZ still farming up very nicely, of course. Picked up that extra assist, and Chuan P was unable to get anything off that ultimate use, but it was good skirmish from Vici. Now Dandy once again looking for Icon. He does have his cleanse, almost has his flash, but also has a turret, which is going to be very handy. Dandy now waiting in the wings.
Can look to dive either lane. Does depend where they choose to go with Lissandra.
Nice cocoon. Dandy actually going to take a bit of damage here from the Elise.
Good reactive push out, good catch from Juejue. Was able to save basically either Syndra or SMLZ. That was a powerful position for Dandy to hold, and he didn't hold it for long.
Certainly didn't. First dragon, of course, is going to be that Cloud Drake, so no one looking at it just yet here at 12.5 minutes, and Dandy going to sneak his way towards this bottom side. Good vision already here for OMG, though.
OMG's vision has been incredible from this entire set, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so now they're able to respond to this.
In they go. There's a counter gank coming in, but the cocoon doesn't land. You can see ultimate coming out as Dandy takes down SMLZ. That is a big deal target, and Caveman will fall to the Acathian surprise. So even trade so far. Winter's bite on DeLong.
They don't have Syndra.
And Syndra actually going to walk back towards this mid turret. We'll see whether she can get any damage down, but OMG will take a 1-for-1, especially if they get lane pressure.
They could have gotten much more. They knew that gank was going to happen. Icon did shove his lane. He should have rotated. That was an issue for him. He was a little bit too greedy for his wave, and he's going to pay for it.
Yeah, it doesn't actually use his flash, however, so that is definitely good. Icon just takes a fair bit of damage. Juejue looking for his wolf camp, and Dandy looking to steal away the Raptors. Look at Dandy's damage in that last fight, actually quite large.
Yeah, he did burst down the Kog'Maw. Able to... It was oh, there we go. That skirmish, that fight under tower was taking a little too long. Able to get the trade.
Oh, dash cannon goes in. Instant cleanse there from Icon as he flashes his way up, but Lung's going to get the flash shadow dash, and EasyHoon picks up another one on the Elise.
There we go. They are starting to get punished. The 3-0 Elise now getting 2 kills on her.
Yeah.
Has not been a good...
And now it's a 3-0 Lissandra.
Yeah. So this is going to be this is going to be a problem because, of course, now that Lissandra does have the shove in her lane and 3 kills to boot, Kog'Maw's going to start to feel the pain 100%.
Oh, yeah. However, Kog'Maw does have the Wit's End built up, so SMLZ with his first item spike, which is definitely good. You can see Caveman moving over to the mid lane, and it will be that outer turret falling in favor of Vici. First blood turret is going to go down, and that mid lane is so important as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a big blow for OMG, especially for the bottom lane. That really sets Vici up to now shove that lane. Sure, Vici don't have TP on EasyHoon and Luong, but they don't really even need it. They can just rotate Luong towards this lane.
Strong P actually looking for it. There's the stand behind me. Cocoon once again doesn't find the target. Vici's bottom lane do get to move out to safety. Is out of turret in trouble.
Yeah, it looks like they're the ones to pressure this lane now.
Well, you can see already OMG moving themselves around. For the first time, we do actually... Oh, the
Hey,
cocoon
man.
lands, and Icon's actually here, so
Oh.
they will be able to answer. Schwan, oh my goodness, able to pick up SMLZ. Off to the backside, in goes Dandy, slowed down by the Winter's Bite as he's looking to deliver along into this battle. Flash from
Great
5,
flash.
good positioning. And the ultimate now to turn things around. Easy who makes his way in, good circle of frost, but they can't lock down the kills. Icon's still looking for more as Xiong has just walked his way down here. Will turn up in the nick of time.
Vici is taking it to OMG, and OMG is at the very least able to back away. This might be an overstep from EasyHoon.
There's the twisted advance. Oh,
Oh.
stunned out of his exit. And Icon's going to be able to pick up the kill. Excellent play from the Syndra.
That's the thing about Vici. They have been playing incredibly well up until this point. EasyHoon stays far too long. He knows that Maokai has been missing on the map. There is no reason for him to stay there. He gets punished, and they lose a tower off that. That was their power play, and they lose a tower.
Yeah, and this is what you actually were talking about before. It's inconsistent play at almost all stages, as now SMLZ is in trouble. Has to flash early. Dandy gets the chilling smite. Lots of damage comes off, but Jue turns up in the nick of time. Bio-Arcane Barrage has worn off now, so the Kog'Maw not as dangerous, but Vici unable to follow up the kill.
The flash burned on Kog'Maw will be a major point to look towards in the next fight. If that gets, it has to be, like, I feel like Vici are going to be looking towards Kog'Maw as a target, now more than ever.
Well, you can see this tower on the top side of the map is going to be the target for OMG, who have managed to catch up in that farm. SMLZ M5 will make their way up. And Xiong going to go the long way round.
A flank coming in here.
Yeah, they're looking to try and lock down this Twitch if they can. Does have the ambush as 5. Looking to get into position. Doesn't have the Glacial Fissure
They
available.
don't have pinks to catch out the
Yeah,
Twitch.
there's the flash twisted advance. Xuan P going to get smashed in the face. And SMLZ gets some revenge. Caveman now lives through the living artillery based on the fact that he has the ultimate running. But it was very close. And OMG get a pick of their own.
Oh, they had a pink all right. Down goes the Twitch. Perfectly placed on them. They were really patient, waiting up until they got into the bush to really get as much vision as possible. And that was a great collapse from OMG.
Yeah, and this is just, once again, you look at Xiong, he's so far ahead. He's just so comfortable being a tree.
It's his existence, really.
He's been built to be a tree.
Yeah.
That is Xiong.
Every time you look into his player cams, he's slowly turning into a tree, it feels. But yeah, this is really good play. You would think that Vici would be pressing a lead, looking to do a lot more with the turret advantage that they get, but every single time they look to set up, OMG is there first.
Yeah, able to take it down. Well, OMG actually, sorry, Vici looking to bite the bullet on this Cloud Drake. First dragon of the game. Dandy will be able to help lock that one down. Does have his Cinderhulk. He's actually going full tank on this Hecarim so far. Just wants to be there for the CC. No one saw that Jue, the fact that you stole away that blue buff. Icon, of course, did, and he's quite upset. Ocean Drake going to be dragon number 2. This game is long. Does have that Tiamat, can clear out these waves relatively fast, and now at least has his Spirit Visage to weather the storm that is Treebeard. This outer turret actually survives. SMLZ with his second power spike. Runan's Hurricane comes in as well as the Wit's End. And when you've got a lot of magic damage flying around from this Vici composition, Wit's End's going to be doing some work, especially with EasyHoon being such a big force in this fight.
Exactly. And so now we're in a point where, sure, the Kog'Maw is doing quite a bit. Is that an amazing power spike, right?
Yeah.
But the answer, or at least the onus is on Vici to throw away their advantage here, because EasyHoon able to consistently shove out, and it's Syndra who's staying so far back towards her tower that she can only really respond to the plays that Vici's making.
Well, Dandy actually looking to try and take down Xiong here towards the top side of the map. Jue moving immediately up there, but he's a long way away. Xiong will take a lot of killing. Doesn't quite have the ultimate. There it is. Back off cooldown. The Vengeful Maelstrom doing some work. Doesn't have the flash, of course, as there's the cocoon onto Dandy. Immediately changes direction, but Xiong realizes with no mana, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, and that could mean top lane tower. OMG has to look for a response here, or that goes to waste.
Yeah, that tower was on nothing that stage as well. Now OMG moving 3 members towards the mid lane. Still relatively healthy as Lysandra does make her way back in. As there's the Glacial Path. Really good scatter the week as the ultimate now denied. EasyHoon turns up, uses the dash cannon. Icon the wrong position entirely. Goodbye,
Kog'Maw's at an amazing
That's
vantage.
fantastic. As Caveman will probably fall down relatively soon. Good exhaust before he dies, but it's not quite enough.
Easy
Cocoon's
the
in
next
there.
target.
Easy Hoon gets exhausted, uses the ult on himself. Shui gets himself out. Chuan P can't quite find the positioning, but Bioarcane Barrage is back up. There's the flash. SMLZ, oh my god, almost able to do it. Dandy falls down. Xiong teleports back through. That's an ace for OMG.
Oh my god, that was incredible.
How? What?
I swear to god, we look at that damage chart. SMLZ was shredding them apart from that vantage point from above.
Just incredible. And now OMG move over to this Baron. Xiong can tank it for approximately forever, I think, is about the timing. Vengeful Maelstrom helping out the rest of his team. Icon needs to be careful. He might just die from passive Baron damage, and that is not what you want. Caveman's respawned, but he's not going to do anything about this one. And in 21 minutes, OMG looking to take down this Baron. Oh, the execution. Oh, my God. And Long picks up the aggro. Teleport comes in one more time, and it's all gone wrong. Icon can't find the Scat of the Week kill. And Xiong now looking to get himself in here. There's no Hecarim. Sapling? Sapling? Okay, there it is. Dandy takes down the Baron.
Yeah, that was, you guys are a little far too low on that one. That's all I can really say about that. They went for a Baron, and honestly, bringing in
I felt like
Alistar,
they should have been able to do it, but that's just thought was
Nah.
Xiong didn't tank all the. I don't know.
they were far too low from that team fight. That was an incredible team fight that just, they didn't have the HP to tank it. Now, it's too much AoE. So they end up giving the Baron away. Instead, they should have just looked to get the vision and get a good back timing. A little bit too much greed.
Well, unfortunate here for OMG. We'll see whether they can recover and whether Vici can utilize this Baron buff now. And they can move it around the map. This bottom lane out of turret, very, very low. And Dandy looking to start pushing these minions forward. Chuan P going to join him. He's got his Hurricane now as well. The Twitch, a big deal if he can get himself into position in these fights. Couldn't do it last time. Might be able to do it this time, as that's a Vamp Scepter built up by SMLZ. Looking to possibly pick up the Blade of the Ruined King as his next item. I actually really like it in this composition because Shen's going to have a heap of health, as well as Dandy. He'll have to get through those targets.
So Vici do need to watch out right now. They found themselves in poor positions because they get caught out a little bit. Now that they have the Baron, you need to know that OMG is a team that will look to upset it through these fights. They won't passively let you take these towers. And so you have to watch out. OMG will look to upset your tempo.
Well, right now, they don't have a lot of wave clear here towards the bottom side. Icon will move in. At the moment, it's SMLZ. Bioarcane Barrage helps out. He's able to clear out the wave. So that inner turret, very healthy. But this one could be a different story. It's Xiong that's trying to answer, but he doesn't have a lot of wave clear himself. He's going to punch this siege minion as much as he can.
Good look from
Maokai hands.
Yeah. Good look from Vici, able to constantly look to go back towards these two lanes. Now, unfortunately, Lissandra left her lane alone, so the wave is still in mid. Going back to trim it up again. So they just need to upkeep these lanes so they can always get the advantage in terms of just cutting through the jungle here.
Yeah, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
Xiong looking to try and stop Long, but it does mean it's one less man available. As now Vici realized, well, that bottom inner turret, that's where we're wanted. They're looking to jump on top. Dandy actually tanking it out just a little bit. As Zhuezhui not with a whole lot of wave clear.
Once again, you have to watch out. Maokai does have flash. He is in the top lane dealing with the Shen, but if you give him a second of an opening, he will look to go for this fight. So right now, OMG doing well to defend both towers.
Yeah, and they do so actually quite nicely. Another minion wave is going to head forward as now Vici look to take themselves an Ocean Drake. They will be able to do so very easily, as Dandy can tank it for approximately forever. Doesn't do a lot of damage, unless Hecarim.
Oh, they should be able to get this tower now.
Yeah, no, this is most definitely theirs. Dragon falls down. Inner turret will fall on the bottom side of the map. Chuan P is going to be able to lock that one down. Baron buff working out nicely. Icon went back and grabbed himself a Rabbidan's Death Cap, which is why he left. Definitely a good purchase, and SMLZ managed to at least get the red buff.
Yeah, so we haven't seen much of a showing from this Syndra yet. A lot of it really comes down to the fact that Vici have done a good job in keeping her down.
Yeah, isolating.
Yeah, so you have to watch out for her because in these team fights, she can turn it on a dime, especially with the amount of AP she has currently. Izuhu needs to watch out.
Yeah, I think as well, it's another tool that can be used fantastically in peeling for SMLZ. That Scat of the Week will be very important. If Icon and SMLZ can stay together, then as soon as Lung and Dandy try to get in, Scat of the Week can come out. There can be orbs on top of it as well, get some stuns, and SMLZ will not need that much time to pick up kills as this late game rolls around.
Yeah, we talk about the amount of kite back and peeling that we see from OMG pretty much on the daily. With Syndra, she does the exact same thing in the sense that she a lot of spheres able to control, Scatter the Weak comes a lot of AoE stuns coming from her. And at the same time, she just does a lot of damage. So you have to watch out. She can be both of a kind of a control mage, but at the same time an outright assassin.
Yeah, exactly. 100 to 0 potential most certainly there. Izuhun, however, does have his Zhonya's as P looking to try and lock down SMLZ. Throw down the ultimate. Good shield from 5 as Contaminate did a heck of a lot of work. Couldn't lock down the kill. Might mean that Vici can grab this turret, though, as it immediately falls down from that extra work Izuhun had done.
Yeah,
really good play.
P, he saw that Twitch play last game. Playing an incredible one himself. He is a Twitch player, so that's a good sub-in for them. That is a good example of them having a positive sub-in where their AD carry is doing quite a lot of work. Now they just got to play to that style. Look to protect him.
SMLZ has his Bilgewater Cutlass. Very close to the Blade of the Ruined King. Xiang going to take some Krugs while he can. Looking to head back to base. See whether he can complete his Randuin and Zoman on that particular return journey.
Yeah,
actually decides not to.
Bit of a difference in terms of build coming from Dandy and Hecarim. The Iceborne Gauntlet coming from him. So we talked about the Cinderhulk. We go towards the Iceborne Gauntlet. Now I guess he's more of a tanky line.
Yeah.
He comes in, he looks to stick onto you. A lot of slows coming in from him as well. So the rest of his team can catch up, and the rest of his team can output that damage. So a lot of focus now is on Izuhun and P to output that damage. Hopefully, if they don't get picked out, if they do, Long is going to be there to help them. But they're going to be the sole star of the game here.
It's going to be very important, especially for OMG, to try and lock down these targets. For Vici, very important for them to stay in the right spot. You're exactly right, highlighting the fact that they're now really giving themselves to this two-threat composition, which can be dangerous. P.
Great pink placement, so they're always going to be able to clear that out. Now the fact that OMG has to expend their blue trinket on that one specific area, let alone Baron, right? Baron's going to be coming up any time now.
Yeah, 7 seconds.
So now OMG don't even have a blue trinket up simply because they were so afraid of that Twitch threat. And so now they have to, first of all, they have to be a lot more careful about these, about the outer areas of that Baron pit, right? So they don't want to get caught up by Swamp P. But they get scared enough about that, and then that's a free Baron that Vici can take.
Ooh, Zhuezhui off to the side. Dandy actually looking for it. Repel's used. Gets down onto this ward, but out of turret now. Inside track gain for OMG. They will be able to pick it up against the flow.
Oh, great positioning. They're able to converge, get that pink ward, and then able to just walk towards the mid lane tower.
Yeah. SMLZ now looking to try and move over towards the bottom side of the map where Lung is being quite frustrating and pushing this one out by himself. Maokai going to join up. Nikon going to take his blue buff. So OMG doing okay at this stage. No more Baron available, of course, for Vici. So that pressure has at least been somewhat alleviated.
They just replaced that pink. And they're just playing this constant game because you have to respect the Shen push.
Yeah.
At every point, Shen's going to be slowly pushing in that bottom lane, and you have to respect it. And so while they're on that timer, that ticking timer, Vici is just setting up these constant looks for picks in the Baron area.
Oh, now Xiang looking himself for some sort of pick. Dragon up in 50 seconds. Void Staff almost ready for Icon. SMLZ up towards the top side. Quite safe at the moment, but there is a ward below him. Does have to be somewhat careful of the potential Lysandra and Lung visit. But he's got his Blade of the Ruined King. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. We'll see whether it's Rage Blade next item or whether he's going to go to something else. But that's a Void Staff completed for both of our mid laners. Easy Hoon's a big deal. Icon's a big deal. That trinity of former mid lane items from these majors that we used to see almost every single game once again picked up, and we all know that's the power spike. That's when you're happy. Void Staff, Rabadons, and your CDR item of choice.
When you land those 3 key items, you're like, all right, bring it on.
Yeah.
Any fight that comes their way, they're willing to take it. Hopefully they're not the ones looking to pick it. Hopefully their tank lines are the one getting it going for them. But yeah, right now any fight that comes down, and it looks like we're about to get one.
Well, Dandy actually looking for 5, but let's go in.
They don't even know where Easy Hoon is. This is really dangerous.
Yeah, he gets a fantastic flank onto SMLZ. Frozen Tomb comes in. He's still alive for the moment, but look at the knockups. Dandy is able to take down the Cogmore. They're getting evaporated as 5's going to fall as well. It's a double kill for Lysandra, and Xiang the last man there.
Wipe them up. Carry them away in body bags. That was ridiculous. They didn't know where Easy Hoon was. He was behind them in any range that he would want. Just take a look at this. This was insane. They were just grouping up. They thought they were safe. Power in numbers. That's the OMG way. But, of course, here they go.
And Easy Hoon delivers long into the backline as well. The taunt came down. Massive pulverize. Everything layering to perfect effect for Vici. That was exceptional.
That's something you'll see in. I talk about highlight plays all of today, but that was. That's how you should just end the broadcast on. Just shut it down. That was.
Well, if that continues, we can't. We got another game, Raz.
That's true.
It's Vici really starting to take control. 7,000 gold now the lead. SMLZ is a late game damage threat, but you just saw the dive potential of this Vici squad cannot be underestimated.
You really, really can't. The fact that they got that TP ward in, the fact that they were controlling Vision so well that really OMG didn't have vision of their own jungle. And so Vision's going to be a key point here. If you don't know where the Lysandra is at any point in the game, you will get jumped on.
Yeah, you got to know where that flank's coming in. Now OMG forced once again to deal with this Baron buff. And once again, their base becoming less and less about structures. More and more about trying to put bodies in the way of their Nexus. Nice stun on a Dandy. But OMG just really struggling to find any way to repel this Vici squad. Baron buff still there. Well and truly. Only half its duration. But no breaking just yet.
Yeah, the biggest upside for OMG at the very least was that in the last fight, Xiang wasn't there. Now he is. Perhaps he has a chance.
Well, we'll see whether they can actually do it as SMLZ. Decent positioning now on the backside. Xuan P, though, is also feeling very good as Dandy jumps on top of the Cogmore, but can't quite finish it off. The Hecarim is going to fall down as SMLZ wants to be able to take down Easy Hoon, gets himself back into position. That's Lysandra dead. Double kill for SMLZ. Lung, Caveman, and Xuan P running away, but he turns it. Picks up the kill under the Cogmore. It's a triple now for the Rat Man as Xuan P chasing down Xiang. That's the quadra kill. Icon the last man. And that could be game. What a play.
What a replay, more like it. Twitch quadra kill back-to-back games. Vici answering with an actual shocker. That looked like OMG taking it. But they turn it on. He comes right back into the fight. Twitch cleans it up.
And he just uses that ambush to perfection. Utterly stunning as Icon's going to get exhausted. That's going to be the unofficial penta kill for Xuan P. The last Nexus turret is going to fall. And we're going to all 6 games tonight as Vici even up the series.
Oh my god.
That was unbelievable.
That was some. That's a heartbreaker there for for
Because
OMG.
I could feel it. I could feel SMLZ hunting the pentakill in that last team fight, but no, just completely denied as they turned so exceptionally fast. That was what was fantastic about it. Vici sometimes have these communicational mismatches in mid-team fight, but that was everyone on the same page, knew exactly what they could get out of it. Perfect play, especially from Xuan on the Twitch to take the initiative.
Exactly, and we can bring it on back. It's about Xuan P this game. He was a question, of course, simply because they subbed him in for this one.
Yep.
He is a Twitch player. He really got it going for the team, and so it really just started in the mid lane where initially Elise was getting his team going. It was working out for his team. Even got this nice pick for them. But the story of the game was about Lissandra. Lissandra was able to really come back into the game, able to really pressure Syndra under mid tower, push it into the second mid tower, and constantly look for these plays like that.
Yeah, the flash dash cannon circle of frost.
Exactly, and in this play, it didn't really turn into anything. In fact, EasyHoon walks back in,
And
gets
dies, I think.
picked by the Maokai. Why would you even stay there? But as the game went on, he started to make better plays, continue to go for it.
Well, look at this. This is the teleport play to really put Vici into the driver's seat this game.
Watch the beauty of this. It just felt, if you're an OMG player, you're just looking to where Maokai is. He's nowhere near the fight because they didn't even expect this.
No, it wasn't supposed to be a team fight, and Vici just all collapsed at exactly the right time. Xuan P, of course, able to do a lot of damage, but this is the last fight. This is the one where SMLZ thought he could do it. He thought he had it in him. Dandy fell down. And the Kog'Maw was in a great position. Lissandra not able to lock him down anymore.
Yeah, it felt like this was going to be a swift takeaway. Xuan P walks right back in, eliminates the Kog'Maw, destroys the Braum.
And Xiang as well. I mean, he was melting like butter at the same time. Just really good play from Xuan P. He started off playing Twitch, looked great on it, and was able to do it one more time. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to throw it to a short break. When we get back, game number 3 between OMG and Vici.